So, I've shut all the windows and it's getting warmer in here by the second. I'm going to do the old poor man's aircon trick. So, hi, hello, and welcome to this video. My name is Robert and I am in New York, Lincolnshire, and I'm driving to California. I'll get into the why, the who and the what later on, but I just want to explain 3 rules before we continue. The start line is the New York sign just over there, and the finish line obviously is the California sign, and you start your stopwatch here and you stop your stopwatch there. So that includes being stuck in traffic, that includes fuel breaks, meal breaks, toilet breaks, whatever. Also, rule number 2, it has to be done in daylight. If you want to do this, do it in daylight. We're going from the fens through the sticks into the broads, so the last thing we want is a bunch of people driving through villages at 1 o'clock in the morning, irritating the locals, and also it's safer, so you can see where you're going better. So in the interest of safety and keeping the peace, try to keep it during sociable hours. So there's no like 1 o'clock runs to try and beat traffic. This time of year most of the roads are being dug up overnight anyway. And rule number 3, the Cannonball Run in America was a protest to the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, which is fair enough really. To drive from New York in America to California in America at 55 miles an hour with stops and everything would probably take best part of a week. We don't have that problem here. You know, we can drive from our most southerly point Land's End to our most northerly point John O'Groats in about 15 hours. So rule number 3, obey the law. Don't video yourselves doing something stupid and then posting it on the internet telling you that I did it, because I just didn't. And with that in mind, as you can probably tell, my engine isn't currently running. I've the keys in my pocket. I'm going to start the stopwatch before I start the engine, because this is a handheld electrical device. And away we go. I borrowed someone's driveway, so I'm not actually parked in a bus stop as well. How anal is that? Anyway, off to California. Bit blustery today, so sorry about the wind noise. So now I'm stuck in a traffic jam behind a tractor. I thought I'd better explain the who part of this scenario. One of my best friend's husband, during the 4th of July celebration, he was a victim of one of the batch of fireworks that had the faulty fuses. Instead of having 6 seconds, he had a fraction of a second, and it literally blew up in his face. Now unfortunately they don't have the NHS over there, but they do have a medical bills so far in excess of $60,000. So what I'm hoping to do today is put a link in the description below to their GoFundMe. So if you want to, you can add to it. If not, just enjoy the video. Really? Anyway. So that's the who. Most people why as well. But the other reason why is roughly this time last year that some Americans broke the old Cannonball Run record. They took advantage of the lockdown lack of traffic and the defunded police being busy elsewhere, and they set a time of 25 hours 39 minutes. Now obviously most automotive stuff was being cancelled or postponed or rearranged, and there wasn't a great deal for automotive journalists to write about. So this Cannonball Run got a bit more press coverage than it would under normal circumstances. On one of the forums and a couple of the threads, I suggested that it's possible to drive from New York to California in under 3 hours, and much to the bemusement and amusement of others, when I pointed out that New York is a village in Lincolnshire and California is in Norfolk and should take about 2.5 really, but that all depends on traffic. So what I'm doing is I'm using a Cannonball Run as an excuse really, just to do it. You know, I said as soon as restrictions were lifted in the UK, I'd have a go at it, and you know, just doing it for the sake of it was all well and good, but now I'm doing it for a good cause too, just to help my friend. This used to be a 60-mile-an-hour road, and I'm 40. It's a bit. Anyway, so I discovered New York, Lincolnshire, because I bought my MGB from a gentleman who lived in Collingsby, and we just drove through it. I don't know why I told you that. Not very important. Not a lot going on the road really, so suspiciously quiet. That's the who and the why, but I haven't mentioned the what yet. Obviously, obeying the law being rule number 3, I don't need something particularly fast, I don't need something very quick, so I have my 1 litre Fiat Panda. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I present to you, a bit of wind noise, sorry, hang on. Yep. The most optimistic speed camera in Lincolnshire. Although it's covered in crap, it probably doesn't work either. Oh well. I don't think I've ever been doing 60 on this road. Ever. Probably the wrong time of year to try and set any kind of decent time. I'm now 12 vehicles behind what looks to be a crane. Great. And there aren't any other options really. There aren't any rat runs that can get me to the River Nene quicker. I do like the way when people catch you up, they just start looking either side of you to see if there's a way past. No, there isn't. If I was on a motorcycle, I would filter through here. Maybe next time. So, roughly a third of the way now. This is where the A17 ends, and I start on the A47. Yeah, about an hour in. So, I don't know if I'm going to make it in 3 hours. Bugger. So yeah, if I had something fast or something quick, I would be so tempted just to get on here, but we're all three. I kind of shot myself in the foot there. So, here we are, Acle, about 10 miles to go. And a few times I could have turned around and gone back, just traffic, boredom. Forget how nice it is here. Is it proper? Up to 2 hours and 20 minutes, so I actually made pretty good time considering. Just a reminder, while it's quiet, I'm going to be posting a link to the FundMe page for my friend's husband who nearly had his face blown off by a faulty firework on the 4th of July. They don't have the NHS in America, and so far they're $60,000 in, and they're still surgery and ongoing treatment to consider. Kind of makes me feel fortunate that I live in a country that has an NHS. There's no kind of about it. It's all fucking stop. Didn't want to say anything personal there, but sorry, I did. So, I told you about the first time I went to New York was because I bought my MGB from a gentleman who lived in Coningsby. And first time I came to California, I was in a white Fiat Panda, and some friends and I had just been to a nightclub in Norwich. It was actually a rave. Well, kind of a rave. It was a rave by Norwich standards. Anyway, it was a good night actually. It was really nice. And I thought it would be good, rather than driving straight home, to drive to California Beach and watch the sunrise. And it was the foggiest fucking morning ever. Couldn't see anything. Anyway, That was the first time I drove to California, and it was in a white Fiat Panda. So today I'm driving to California in a blue Fiat Panda, so life has come full circle. Funny that.
Turn right onto California Road.
I promised I weren't going to do it. Damn it. I think I'm good. Woo! California present, that's the one I need. Thank you, Sanav. Shake it, mama. Shake it, California. California present, and there's the beach just down here. Fantastic. What are you doing? Right, so there wasn't a California sign. You have arrived at California sign. That's irritating because my timer is still running. Might be a street sign for California Village. There must be a street sign. I mean, not a street sign, a village sign. You are in California. Tell you what. This'll do. Okay, time up. Says 2 hours 34 minutes. Not bad. Well, the reason I couldn't find the California sign is because it's gone. So we'll just have the finish line instead of the California sign, which is no longer there. Anyway, I'm leaving California now, heading home. Hope you guys are what you can. If not, share the video with people that might be able to. I don't, but that's it for me.